Alright.
QQ.
Hey there, we're back.
What's up?
Jeff?
Yep.
And me, Spencer. Today we wanted to talk about celebrating successes, but more importantly, celebrating small successes, what you might think is small.
Yeah. And we want to start off with a story because when we were younger, as you all know, we love basketball. We always wanted to dunk it like MJ. So when we were younger, we had our
everything.
What?
The tongue out and everything.
When we were younger, we had a small hoop, go up and down like most hoops, and we'd always put it on the lowest setting. And before we could dunk on that, we would put a hay bale out and we'd jump off the hay bale so we could dunk it.
Yep. And we'd have dunk contests all the time. I'm pretty sure I won every time. Though.
Yeah, he was older, so it was
a
easier
little
for him
taller.
to do stuff.
I was more coordinated.
Yeah. And then as we got older, you know,
I had a headband too.
Going through like stores and stuff, we jump up and touch on the aisleways where it says like cheese or chicken or whatever.
Yeah, we were always jumping,
like going through doorways, hit the.
Like you can see in our house even now, like there's
like fingerprints from like hand touches.
Yeah, our mom's she used to be pretty pissed about it, but
she's fine with it now.
She just realizes that there's nothing she can do about it.
Yeah. And like I think it was like 6th grade for me. I finally touched the net on an actual hoop, and like that was probably one of the greatest days ever. Because it was just like, I don't know.
At that point, like touching the net, everybody was like, "Oh shoot,
yeah,
he touched the net.
That kid can jump."
And I remember we were in the gym playing with a bunch of kids, and there was like some 8th graders and some 9th graders or whatever. Everybody was there, and they were barely touching the net.
Yeah.
And here comes Jeff in 6th grade, little short kid. He probably looked like he was in elementary school. Jumps up and touches the net, shows everybody up.
Yeah.
And like, of course, when you do something like that, it's just like exactly like the Macklemore song. Mom, I touched the net.
Yeah.
Touched the net. This is the best day of my life.
Yeah. And it was just like, it's like from there on, it was like I knew I was going to be able to dunk it. And, you know, you just slowly like kept moving up to where like I touched the backboard, and then I touched the rim, then I grabbed rim, and then like finally gets to where you're dunking it.
Throwing it down.
Yeah, and it's just like...
And each of those accomplishments, like each of those small successes...
had their little celebrations in with it, because you're just like so excited. And like you just know that you're going to keep going.
And just like with basketball, with like dunking, you have to do that in your personal life, with your business especially.
Yeah.
Oh dude, that crow almost hit the window. So yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, having this... Celebrating those accomplishments, those successes in your business. So let's say when you first write your first blog, your first blog you write, you got to celebrate that. You got to, and you should be happy about that, because that's an accomplishment, getting that out there, because that can be really hard. That first step can be really hard. And then next year you're doing that consistently. And then next thing you might celebrate is getting your first lead. You're free, like the first person that signs up with you for free. And that's a huge accomplishment, because leads cost money. And then pretty soon leads are just coming in and you're getting more and more. And then you get your first sign up. People join your team and they want to know how you're doing that and what you're doing to get leads, and then get people to sign up. But like, just it goes like that.
Yeah.
And then
she keeps building.
You reach your goal, like maybe you're making that money. But then you realize that it's not about making the money. It's about helping these people make that money too. So then you're celebrating with them when they get their first lead, when they get their first blog up, when they continue, they're making the money, they can stay home, they have that freedom that you have. You want them to have that too. And that's what it comes down to, is celebrating those small successes and then celebrating with other people too. And then once you've reached that big goal that you had, that you thought was so far away, you realize that wasn't as hard as it was, like you thought it would be originally. And so then you set a bigger goal, and you continue to set goals. And that's what I've seen the most successful people do, is they continue to set goals. They don't just, once they get to that, I made $10,000 a month, I'm at $10,000, I'm just going to stop. Or, I finally dunked it, I'm just going to stop. It's, oh, I dunked it. What can I do next? What can I go to next? Now I'm going to try and dunk it with 2 hands. Next is windmill. You know, you just start to spice things up, get a little more tricky. You know, set your sights higher and higher, and you'll continue to grow. And so that's why it's super important to celebrate those small successes, because they become bigger and bigger, and they're like the notches on a ladder, or the little handles on the ladder as you climb up and you get to your goal. And then once you reach that top, you realize you can go even further. There's another ladder that you can set up. So that's what we'd like to encourage you guys to do daily. You know, look at what you're doing, celebrate those small successes, and go out and be amazing. Realize that your goal is right there, and you can reach it with those small steps and those small successes. So we're here for you guys. So we'll celebrate with you, and you know, go out there and be amazing, because you guys are. All right, we'll see you later.